May he say it. Bill, we're delighted to have you. You flew especially out here from that game yesterday in Detroit. Wherever I go, it seems like people are asking me, how can a pro football player be a Christian? And at first, I want to respond by saying, well, you can be a Christian in any profession. But the question is asked me so often that I realize there must be a basic misunderstanding of both what a pro football player is and what a Christian is. You know, a pro football player isn't necessarily a big, dumb, insensitive person who's interested only in the athletic game. Many times, they are very sensitive, well-rounded family men who are clean living, well-educated citizens in a society anxious to win both on and off the field. But I suppose you wouldn't be a whole lot worse off if you didn't understand much about what pro football is. But the real crucial misunderstanding of Americans today is as to what a Christian is. A Christian isn't one who withdraws from life, but rather one who infiltrates. And it is up to us, every one of us who are Christians, to live in our particular profession, in our particular world, as Christians where we are. We must not be moral policemen that go around spanking people's hands for their bad moral conduct, but rather we must be representatives, ambassadors for Jesus Christ. But how did all this begin with you might ask me? And my reply would be that when I was 16 years old and in high school, I came to realize that there was one whom I could not sidestep. He said to me, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father except by me. And I realized that Jesus Christ stood squarely in my pathway, and there was nothing that I could do except to confront him. It's sort of like when I'm playing defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, and I charge across the defensive line, and usually when I do, someone hits me. Either a tackle hits me, or a head hits me, or a back hits me, or somebody hits me. But if I charge across that defensive line and no one hits me, right away I know that something is wrong. I know that this is sort of like the calm before the storm. They simply let me through the line so that they can trap me from the inside. And sure enough, I look down to the inside, and here comes a big trap blocker. He's coming at me at top speed. He weighs about 260 or 70 pounds. And here I am standing stock still in the middle of the defensive hole. I can't describe to you how I feel unless you've ever been stalled on a railroad track at midnight. And you look up and you've seen the white headlight of the train as it comes at you. That's what his teeth look like. As he's wagging his head back and forth, coming at me at top speed. So that I know that if I really am honest with you, I would have to say that the thing I really want to do is sidestep that guy to the outside. I don't want to take all that brute power head on. But if I do that, he'll bump me out a little bit further, and the binder cuts the inside, and they'll make a lot of yards. So I can't do this. If I'm to stop a trap play, the only thing that I can do is to face that big trap blocker head on, right in the middle. Now that's not comfortable, and many times it's bone shaking. But if I'm going to be effective at playing defensive end and stopping the trap play, I must face this man head on. And so was it with me when I was just 16 years old in high school. I came face to face with Jesus Christ, and he said to me, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to God except by me. And I had to face him squarely. Don't misunderstand me. I didn't necessarily find this a comfortable experience. He knew me better than I knew myself. And I wanted to sidestep him and say, you don't understand, sir. I'm a pretty good person. And not only that, if you like, I'll turn over a new leaf. But I knew that he didn't want my goodness. This was just self-righteousness. On the other hand, I might have sidestepped him to the inside and said, you don't understand, sir, I go to church. But I knew that my churchianity, as good as it was, didn't cut any ice with him if I wasn't right in my heart with him. And so I had to face him squarely and say one of two things. Either, sir, you're the biggest liar that ever lived, or I had to say to him, you are the Son of God, and you're the only possible way to get to God. You are in fact exactly what you say you are. Therefore I will fall down before you, and I will worship you as my hero God, and I will crown you king in my life, and your way shall be my way, and your cause shall be my cause. And may I play football, amateur, pro, or otherwise, or whatever I do, may it be to your glory. And you know, I have served him poorly since that time in many cases. But he has always been faithful to me. And he has always been real to me from that day to this. That was not the end, that was simply the beginning. And I discovered that I became a person who consistently experienced his presence in my life. It wasn't as if I repented there and that was the end of it. I became a repenting type of a person. It wasn't as if I believed there and that was the end of it. I became a believing type of person. It wasn't as if I trusted there and that was the end of it. I became a trusting type of person. And you know, you might ask the question, how can a pro football player be a Christian? And I simply say that he must be the best possible pro football player that he's capable of being in order that he earns his right to be heard in his profession. But more especially, he must be the best conceivable Christian that he can be because he is an ambassador for Jesus Christ, who is the King of the universe. And to follow him is the greatest challenge that I could ever present to young America.